Hello and welcome once again to the expedition. I am Modu Bojan. In this week's edition of your Tourism and Culture Show, we will be highlighting one more component of Gambia's tourism industry. And given the diversity of the country's tourism industry, fishing is one aspect which is in so many ways underutilized. In that regard, the Gambia Tourism Board, for that matter, is trying to revitalize or showcase fishing as one activity which has so many potentials in the country. As such, a 4-day fishing competition which has been going on for years is in high gear in the 2014 episode of that program. We will be talking to different people who are participating in this program, mainly coming from the United Kingdom. Fishing will be showcased in high as well as low tide. We will see more of this in this week's edition of the expedition. The Gambia's unique and diverse tourism industry is surrounded by numerous activities including fishing. To be specific, leisure or sport fishing per se is a component which attracts a lot of tourists as well as local attention. In relation to this, the Gambia Tourism Board organizes an annual fishing competition which has been in place for a number of years now. This year's 4-day fishing competition was officially opened at Green Mamba in a meeting involving participants as well as several stakeholders.
This year, the Gambia Tourism Board, we are with you from today to the last day of the competition. And that's why also we are able to source out those magnificent trophies so that those who are the winners will go back home with a lofty prize and you can have that big smile on your face. So that next year when the competition is about to happen, you will come back with a friend. I don't have to talk much today, but my job as an MC is to welcome all of you to the Gambia, and especially for those of you who this is your first time to be here.
On behalf of the anglers here, we would express our thanks for the Gambia Tourist Board for their sponsorship, as well as Tony Tavel and Green Mamba and Green Tech and NetPage. We thank you very much, and hopefully this will continue in the future. Thank you. Going on to the competition, we all know that it's a 4-day event, and we've all got the rules. There are a few slight rules changes from last year. Make sure everybody understands them, and if there's any comments or questions to be asked after this introduction, please come over and talk to me.
By seizing this opportunity to welcome each and every single competitor, people that have flown from your various destinations. I understand the UK is dominating the group in terms of participation. We want to welcome each and every one of you and hope that over the next 4 days we would have an exciting and refreshing time with this competition. The reason why we're doing this, I know the competition has been going on, as Tony had indicated, of course, with the partnership with Bernard over the past 3 years or so. Fishing, we all know it's an international sport, and we thought at the Gambia Tourism Board that we cannot, afford to be left behind. And that is why this year we thought that we actually partner and try to promote this in a big way.
Since the competition is centered on sustainable fishing, Tony Tabal, who gave some detailed background of the competition, also demonstrated a catch and release move.
De-hooking a small fish that size, they're very sensitive, they're very soft. Once they grab them, once the hook is in there, for example, I'll just try to hook this guy and see how that's going to work. There we go. So once the hook is in there, I think it's very difficult. Like when you grab the fish from the water.
You've hurt it now.
Yeah. Most of the time, people are excited when they catch a small fish. They pull it in, and then they take the rod up, and it's hanging like that. A small one that young, it can hurt the fish when you let it hang like that. So I always recommend to slide it on the sand when it's small, leave it lying down. Instead of grabbing it as well and squeezing to get the hook out, which can be a bit slippery sometimes, so most people will automatically squeeze. That can also hurt the fish. So what I recommend is when they catch a small fish that size, fish that are going to be returned back in the water, to make sure the chances of survival is high, roll the fish on the sand. When it comes out, let it lie down where it is, close to the water, put a little gentle pressure on it, and release the hook whilst it's still on the water.
After Tony's catch and release demonstration, some winners of the last competition shared their experiences. Can you give us a brief description of what the activities entailed the last time round?
Well, last year was, I think, my 12th year in the Gambia, fishing the competition. There used to be another competition before this one. We always come every year. It's usually very good fishing. Last year, we had the same format as this year, 4 days, four 4-hour competitions on the beach. I was fortunate enough last year also to catch the biggest fish. So on the first day, I had a 10-kilo captain fish, which was a very nice fish.
Expedition in the Gambia. Expedition in the Gambia. Great pride for the Gambia. It's also educative. Expedition in the Gambia.
Day one of the competition, which was high water beach casting, was conducted around the Bigelow Beach Strip near Lemon Creek. As in every other day of the contest, a draw and distribution of bait is done before the competition begins.
Sweeter than a honeybee, baby, been sweet on me. Sweeter than a honeybee.
A peg number is given to each angler, and this determines which fisherman uses what space. They are then divided into 2 zones, each of which is overseen by a record skipper. Given the length of their fishing lines, the pegs are 25 meters apart so that anglers can utilize their often required maneuvers in bringing their catch ashore. Once the draw is made, contestants waste no time to prepare their fishing lines with bait. Casting and other activities follow suit. This year's competition did engage a father and his son in 2 different aspects. While the father is busy in the record skipping activity and highly engaged as a member of the organizing committee, his son has just managed another catch, as we can see right now.
Sweeter than a honeybee, bigger than sweet on me. Sweeter than a honeybee, my queen bee. Rock me to my soul. Love me to my soul, my baby, 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 to my soul. Rock me to my soul. Honey in your honey pie.
For how long have you been engaged in these activities?
Probably about 25 years now, yeah. Since I was a small boy, you know. My father was a good fisherman, so and he got me into it when I was really young.
And you also like doing it?
Love it.
Love it.
You can come on holiday and fish, you know, it's great. It's the best thing ever.
Sport fishing is in so many ways a highly unpredictable activity due to several bearings such as weather conditions. In fact, this is what exactly transpired on day 2 of the competition at Gunjur, which was foggy. Anglers experienced a misty and low land fog, but despite this, the day's catch was better. Although it is an individual sport, fishing also requires cohesion and steadfastness. Many anglers were not downcast after several fruitless castings. You look at it from the top.
Yes.
Why?
Because when fish bites, takes the bait, it goes like this.
It will be shaking.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what message will that give you?
Our message gives me that the fish has taken the shrimp. Yeah. It's trying to go.
Okay. Saying that, okay, you've got something on your hook.
Yeah.
And then you pull it out.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
How many have you pulled out so far?
Today?
Today, yes.
No. I don't know, any size really. We've had big fish over here in the past, so it could happen.
What's the biggest fish you've caught in the Gambia?
The guitar fish off here, it was 46 pounds, which is, what's that, 23 kilos?
As emphasized during the opening ceremony, the fishing competition is not only aimed at promoting fishing as a tourism product in destination Gambia. It also highly recommends responsible tourism, and as such, sustainable fishing was employed. In this light, anglers observed the catch and release mechanism during the competition. That was a jack being released back to the water. Day 3 and 4 were conducted somewhere near former radio seat and at Batu Kunku respectively. GT board officials, including its product development officer Usman Kebe, set light on this and the competition at large. Mr. Kebe, can you give us the nuts and bolts of this year's fishing competition as a product which you are inculcating in the Gambia tourism calendar of events?
It's not a new one, but new in the sense that we want to put all the bits and pieces together, refine it, fine-tune it in order to be able to sell it internationally. Selling it here means we are looking forward to increasing the number or diversifying to another fishing product. This one, they use fishing lines, stand on the beach casting they call it. We are thinking of moving from beach casting to another one in October, which is maybe creek fishing or river fishing. So I think all this goes together to help us fulfill our mandate in developing products and at the same time market them outside the Gambia.
Beach casting, as you might have called it, but then it was done in different locations at different water levels. Why was it diverse?
Number one is to look at the convenience of the casters, the competitors, and also introduce them to different locations where we would look at different locks. We started with Bijilo Beach. We moved the next day to Gunjur Beach. And the third day we moved to Radio Seed, and today the fourth day we are between Batu Kunku and Sanyang. The difference and the reason for that is to introduce our fishermen or those who are competing to different locations of the Gambia where we could tap onto the Gambian fish.
Positive remarks regarding the prospects of the fishing competition was throughout coming from organizers, anglers and stakeholders alike. Let's hear some of them. Mr. Senghor, you are among people who have been on the ground working to make sure that this year's activity is successful. What do you make of the fishing competition this year?
I think it's been very competitive, and it's a great product that we really want to promote and develop. Sure that fishing is a tradition that has been practiced over many centuries in the Gambia, particularly from my tribe. We are by definition natural fishermen. So basically this year's competition has been very competitive, and hopefully we will run up everything in good order, and hopefully we'll start working towards the competition that is going to be held in October as well. Thank you.
What do you make of the competition itself?
Oh, it's very good. It's lovely beaches. Enjoy the fishing over here, and all the competitors having a good time. It's very good. Lots of fish today as well.
Today is the last day of the competition. We're wrapping up. Maybe by the end of the day, we would have known who has become winners. Can you give us an overview of what your people activity entails?
Once the competition finishes, I have to do all of the results to make sure that we have all of the prizes allocated correctly and double check all of the results.
But then, in a nutshell, what does your record keeping entail?
The records are on the actual match cards, and that records everybody's fish, the number of points that are allocated to the fish, the weight of the fish, so that we can see who's got the heaviest fish as well as who's got the most points each day.
Okay, you've just talked about the weight of the fish and the number of fish. How exactly are points allocated?
The points are dependent on the species of fish caught, but then also bonus points for fish over 2 kilo or fish over 3 kilo. They get an extra 5 points or 10 points for over 3 kilo.
Okay, so it has to do with the type of fish and the weight of the fish. Okay, so like I said earlier on, now that we are on the 4th day of the competition, it will wrap up today, and tomorrow is the official closing. Can you give us your impressions as regards fishing in the Gambia and maybe the forthcoming one in October?
We've got to work out all the results. The fishing in the Gambia is a great location, and all of the anglers have a really good time here. They love fishing with the Gambians. It's great. Everybody's so friendly. It's just brilliant. Great time, and everybody's enjoying it. That's the main thing. They'll all come back again.
Expedition in the Gambia. Expedition in the Gambia. It's a great pride for us. It's a great pride for the Gambia. It's also educative. Expedition in the Gambia.
After 4 consecutive days of rigorous fishing engagements, everyone headed back to Great Mamba where it all began. There were winners in various categories, and they of course got prizes. Notwithstanding, there was hardly any loser, as almost every angler was decorated.
And the winner was Richard Yates with 10 points, picking up £600, and he'd like Roger Weeks to collect it on his behalf.
And his trophy.
I am Bernard Westgarth, the organiser of the Beach Fishing Championships in Gambia 2014. I'm very pleased, everyone's happy. The information I've got and feedback from all the contestants is that they will return, and hopefully next year, with the support of the Gambian Tourist Board, we will have a bigger event. So it's looking good for the future.
So can one say that this year's events have been very successful?
It's been very successful in terms of the event and the fish being caught. The only thing is that the weather has not been kind to us. This year we had 202 fish returned. Previous years we've had over 400, but that is down to the weather, and we don't have any control over the weather. But everybody realised that we're all professional, serious anglers, and we understand the weather is something that we can't control. It's been much better this year, yes, better. We've had the support of the Gambian Tourist Board, which has really helped raise the profile of this event.
Okay, now you've been giving out prizes to almost everyone who participated in the program, including some cash money. How do you kind of raise such to kind of motivate the participants in a way or two?
That's a very good question. What we try to arrange the competition so everybody has a fair chance. So we have two categories. We have a points category and a big fish category. A big fish category is usually down to the luck on the day. So anybody entering the competition can catch a big fish. The points category is more for the professionals, where they're the experienced anglers. But the prizes are arranged so everybody has a chance and will get something over the contest.
This is the part I enjoy the most. I think it's been a wonderful 4 days. I think among the competitors we've managed to build some new friendships. I see Clive standing here in front of me. We happen to have been next to each other. I think it was on day 2. Nick, who was also next to me on day 4. And of course other people, the likes of Ian, I think Mr. Bottles, Barbara, of course, who was busy running around from point to point trying to weigh the fishes that were caught. It's been an excellent 4 days for me. Mark as well, who's a local. It's been an excellent 4 days. I think we've had fun. We've fished under different sorts of weather. I think the experience that we had at Gunjur was really very testing. And I kept saying, golly, for 4 days I only managed to catch 2 fish. And people were telling me, well, that's why it's a competition. So if there's anything, I've learned something new. I've asked Bernard, who's actually one of the organizers, that I'm going to take some fishing tips when he comes back in November so that I would better prepare myself. I think of all the people who've competed, thank you very much. And I'm hoping that you would come back next year so that we'll get this competition going. For those who were not lucky to win prizes, that includes myself, I think, the spirit of sportsmanship should prevail. For those that won, for those of us who did not win, we'll say, enjoy your prize for at least a year, because come next year, we'll give you a run for your money. I would like to put a challenge out, because I understand the overall winner is actually has flown back to, I believe, the UK. So we're here, and I'm going to say, make sure next year he doesn't win. I'm looking out to Mark and hoping that next year the big trophy would stay here. Let's give them a run for the money. But most importantly, help us to promote the sport. I think Bernard has started something, an initiative that could really go a long way. And I think us having competed, we should spread the word around and ensure that next year, instead of 28, we get 56 participants. And I'm hoping and counting on you that we would do that. I hope you enjoyed your stay and the competition in the Smiling Coast of Africa, and help us, support us in our endeavor, in our quest to promote this destination and help us promote sport fishing in this country. And as I indicated earlier, in October, we are also piloting on a new sport fishing venture, and we're hoping that that one would be a big one as well. We are looking at the river, we are looking at deep sea fishing, and perhaps some beach casting as well. So keep this on the calendar of events. You will definitely receive emails from us. I'm hoping that Bernard has all your contacts, and then we'll try and see what we can do in October. And be rest assured that the prize money would be bigger come next year. And on that note, enjoy your dinner. And it was fun participating, competing with all of you, and I wish you all the best. I wish you all a safe return to your homes, and give our regards to all of your families. Thank you very much.
It was a joyous moment, and many have not only expressed optimism of the event and the niceness of the Gambia at large, they also promised to be back to the Smiling Coast in subsequent competitions. Can we say your emotions, your feelings after coming out second in the overall competition, Mr. Lai?
Very, very well, yeah. I've enjoyed it. Very good, yes. Good to come second. Should it be first? Maybe next year.
Is this your best performance so far, or you've done better than this in previous competition?
I've had a third before, second and a third. Can't get number one yet. Maybe next year.
Okay, from number 3, third, and then to second.
Yes.
Okay, maybe hopefully it will come. But what preparations will you have in terms of preparing for the program next year and promoting it down there in the UK or where you come from?
We just tell all our friends who we fish on the fishing circuit with that come back to the Gambia and have a go. It's good. It's good fishing. It's good fun. Good beer. Good people. It's nice.
Given the importance of tourism in the Gambia's socio-economic development, one of its components, as we've just seen in this week's expedition program, was highlighted, which is fishing, and a fishing competition for that matter. Until we come your way next week, I am Modu Bajan.